You guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nick Invest, and in this video I'm basically gonna break down how XRP can retire you. Now you guys are, if you're not seeing what's going on, XRP is on a tear, and really just the whole cryptocurrency market is just on a tear. Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs, and a lot of these coins are just breaking all-time highs, including XRP. Now let's talk specifically about XRP. The thing with XRP is has a lot of utility. These banks and larger institutions are going to now start to use this technology for transactions and even to custody people's cryptocurrencies. President Trump has recently signed a bill. He signed one, a Genius Act, and there's another one. I forgot the name, but the Genius Act and the other one. And basically, these bills are just to bring in more regulations, more rules, and just clear guidelines for the cryptocurrency market. The stablecoin, bill, this is essentially just regulating stable coins and just ensuring that cryptocurrency and like stable coins, they're not a scam. Like, these things are here to stay. Even when it comes to the stablecoin market, they're predicting that the stablecoin market is going to go to $2 trillion by 2028. So that's 3 years from now. Right now, currently, the stablecoin market, I think, is around 400 billion. Could be a little bit off, but it's around that range. So from 400 billion to 2 trillion, look at that growth and like that opportunity, right? And let's look at the players in the stablecoin space. You have USDC, you have Tether, and Tether isn't even compliant with the US. They're really not with like compliancy and stuff like that. So they probably aren't going to be used as much, to be honest, very, very soon. And then you have RLUSD, which is XRP or Ripple's stablecoin, which came out, I believe it was like later last year. So you have these players in the space, which XRP has RLUSD as a stablecoin, and RLUSD is, I believe they got approved by the New York Financial Services Department, something like that. But yeah, RUSD is approved, and is one of the top ones, and XRP is the underlying asset that's going to be helping do transactions with RUSD. And USDC has also made, I believe they have a bridge with XRP as well, so XRP can be used as an underlying bridge asset as well for people that are using USDC when it comes to like stablecoins, whether they're selling their cryptos or just moving or sending cryptocurrencies in general. So just from the stablecoin act that Donald Trump signed, there's like large opportunities in this cryptocurrency market just in a 3-year period. From what they're saying, it's just a projection, may not get there, but still some opportunity there. And now when it comes to these banks and larger institutions actually using this technology to move money back and forth, whatever, cross-border payments, things of that nature, remittances, right? There's going to be a lot of opportunity because right now the current system is very, very slow, right? It takes you 3 to 5 days to send money with the current banking system with Swift, compared to using something like an XRP, which can move the money in 3 to 5 seconds. It can move the money instantly. So you guys can see why, if you can get the money instantly, you're going to use something. I don't want to wait 3 to 5 days to get my money. Like, why would I want to wait? If I can get my money today, I want it today, right? Like, why I'm going to wait? So you have a technology that's already here that you can get your money like instantly for cheap fees, like pennies, right? Why wouldn't we not use this technology compared to the current banking system? Like, it just, for me, it doesn't make sense. And that's why you see a lot of these things are happening, and there's going to be changes in the new financial system, just upgrading this current legacy system that we currently have with Swift, going into a new system with blockchain. So guys, there's just a lot of opportunity there. And also when it comes to Swift moves about $5 trillion a day. So imagine that, right? $5 trillion a day. Brad Garlinghouse said he sees XRP taking about 14% of Swift by 2030, right? So you're taking 14% of around $5 trillion a day. Like, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of volume in that 5-year range. If it does happen, who knows? It may not, it might, but it's still, that opportunity is there. if it takes all that volume. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are not going to be working with banks on that level like XRP is, right? XRP, Ripple, they're really working with the system, working with Trump. You see them taking Garlic House taking pictures with Trump, and just like they're really involved, and we're just trying to improve our financial system and just making payments, transactions, cross-border payments move like how email moves, right? Just being able to send it instantly. Money should be able to move the same way, instant. Shouldn't have to wait long. So when it comes to these banks, when the system does shift to using these technologies, we already know Swift does $5 trillion a day. So imagine just getting a little bit of that. That's a whole bunch of money going into XRP from a transaction standpoint. Now let's talk about tokenization as well. That's the real big mover when it comes to like XRP and where the price can go. Tokenization is essentially, tokenization of real world assets. So think of things like real estate, the stock market, the bonds market, commodities like gold and silver. I think I said real estate already, and like the derivatives market. Derivatives is a huge market. It's like close to the quadrillions, if anything, right? So imagine tokenizing all these assets on the blockchain on something like specifically like an XRP, because that's what they're working on. Imagine the amount of money that would like be like transacted on the like XRP ledger. Like it's gonna be in the trillions when like all these assets get put on the ledger. And even like BlackRock CEO, right, Larry Fink, he's talking about he wants them to approve tokenization of like stocks and bonds. Like you can look this stuff up, like he said in the video. These top banks, I remember Bank of America, he's saying like they're already using Ripple internally but not like externally, right? And they have a whole bunch of patents on it. So like these top banks already know about this technology, and also internationally, like companies like Dubai and all these companies, they're already using this technology. The Bank of Japan, right? CEO, no, SBI, which is it's in Japan. It's a bank. SBI. The CEO said that they were looking to really go full on XRP by this year. So, and there's so much good things happening with XRP, from the ETFs that one got approved already, and then there's more that are coming, more than likely, right? This lawsuit is like really, it's on its last ropes of really getting wrapped up, right? And there's just a whole bunch of opportunity with XRP and what it's gonna do in the financial system. This thing is gonna be like, in my opinion, it's gonna be of like a very high price, like really high price. It's gonna do things similar to like Ethereum and Bitcoin. What those have done in terms of like price movement, I think is gonna do similar. I'm not saying it's gonna get to Bitcoin's price of 100,000, but I'm just saying I could see it making like big moves in price. So guys, I really think you guys do your research on like XRP and just other ISO coins. Like XLM I think is going to perform well too, but I'm focused on XRP because that one they're working with the larger banks, large financial institutions, governments, countries. Like they're working with the big players, right? So that's the one you want to focus on, because they're going to be focused on moving most of the money, and also when it comes to tokenization, those assets, right? Stocks, bonds, real estate, derivatives market. So for me, I think this thing can retire you. I think this thing can eventually get into the thousands, in my opinion, especially if tokenization happens and they tokenize a lot of these real world assets on the ledger, on the XRP ledger. This thing can like go to God knows where it can go. So I definitely want you guys to like really like do research. If you're not in XRP already, definitely look into it, do the research, see if this is something you want to look into. Right now, it's like $3.40. So in my opinion, it's still cheap. I got in early, so I got in around 2022, but I still think there's big opportunity there for people that are not invested. It's, in my opinion, still cheap from where it's gonna go in the future. So it's definitely something to look into. I think it can retire people. In my opinion, I think it can get into the hundreds and thousands. That's just my opinion. I can't see the future, but that's just what I believe from what is doing. It has the, out of every cryptocurrency, it has the most utility. The most utility from Bitcoin. Bitcoin just really is a store of value, but the technology is old. The adoption is not going to be there as much, to be honest. It's not helping. It's not going to be moving as much money because it's just it's too slow to move the money and it's costly. Similar to Ethereum, it's slower than XRP and it's costly, especially when their networks get congested. It takes a while for you to get your money, but XRP, you get it instantly, right? So you're going from days to seconds, right? So it's like there's just so many opportunity with XRP, guys. I want you guys, please, just do your research on it. They have so many great things happening, like with the company Ripple and what they're trying to do. They have so much good things going on and what they're trying to do. And like right now, like it broke all-time highs and it came back down, but like is, in my opinion, it's going to keep going. And you see Bitcoin is going to all-time highs, and but we're in that bull market. But even with XRP, it's not going to matter with the bull market necessarily, just because of the utility and the amount of money that it can potentially move in a day, eventually, in the billions and going into the trillions. I believe so, just from my research and what I've seen and what it's gonna do. Yeah, this thing, in my opinion, I think it can get into the thousands, guys. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Of course, you have to do your research, but I think it can get into the thousands. I think it's gonna be like most of these banks are gonna start using this technology because it's like just like AI. Like AI came about, maybe I heard about 3 years ago, maybe 4. You start hearing, but now everybody's like hype on AI because the technology is good, and it's just like every company's trying to use it, every trying to kind of optimize it. You know what I mean? Like, this is a really, really good technology. So when you have good technologies, these things are gonna get adopted. So just like with XRP, it's a great technology for these banks and larger financial institutions. Like, it's gonna get adopted, guys. Like, even Trump is like for it, and internationally these companies are for it. So, and I think only 5 to 7% of people in the world are invested in cryptocurrency. So like there's a big opportunity. Most of the masses don't even know about the opportunity and the money that you can make from this thing. So do the research, guys. Look into it. There's so many information on YouTube, Google. You can read articles, go on Ripple's website and really, read what their mission is and what they're trying to do. There is a lot of opportunity in XRP, guys, and I just bringing this up. I'm not financial advisor, so it's not financial advice, but I'm just sharing my opinion. But I don't want people to miss this boat that's coming, because a lot of money can be made, and this could retire your family, retire you and your family, and just really just set you up for generational wealth, guys. So really, please do the research, look into it. It's still, in my opinion, cheap. $3.40. You can start dollar cost averaging, because I know it's at like all-time highs. You could dollar cost average into it. You don't have to buy a lump sum at one time, but I'm just giving you guys just my opinion. You don't have to do anything. You got to do your research and only invest money you're willing to lose. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take this as financial advice, but do the research. I think it could be a big opportunity, and it could retire your family and give you generational wealth. So I hope you guys like this video. Give it a like, comment, give me your opinions. What do you guys think? Just with the cryptocurrency market in general. Just let me know your thoughts. Share with a friend, because it could potentially change your life. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.